Hey, Nation! Come on over, because we have some exclusive news. Get ready. Because the information that just came out could be a real game changer for the Detroit Lions season. That's right, there's hot news about possible reinforcements, changes to the roster, and a strategic move that could directly impact the franchise's path to the long-awaited Super Bowl. So, do the following. Get ready. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and click the like button to strengthen the channel, because here the information comes directly to you without any fuss. Thank you for subscribing and for the like. Now, let's get to the news. After a bombshell trade that shook the AFC to its core, with the Dolphins sending All-Pro cornerback Jalen Ramsey, Pro Bowler tight end Jonnu Smith, and a 2027 7th round pick to the Steelers in exchange for fellow All-Pro Minkah Fitzpatrick and a 5th round pick, a new domino effect could be about to hit the Lions front office hard. The absence of an elite tight end on the Dolphins' current roster raises a red flag. Is General Manager Brad Holmes facing a strategic opportunity that could yield valuable results? And that's where Sam Laporta comes in, one of the most talented tight ends in the league, and perhaps the missing piece Miami needs to maintain its offensive strength. With a history of bold trades, such as when he traded T.J. Hockenson at the 2022 deadline, Holmes is not one to back down when he smells an opportunity, and let's face it, the time to act may be now. Sam Laporta still has 2 years left on his rookie contract, which makes him not only productive, but also extremely valuable from a financial standpoint. With the Dolphins' shortage at the position, the Lions manager could push for a 2nd round pick, or perhaps even more, depending on the trade. And Miami still has a few tight ends that could be included as part of the package, which would make the deal even more strategic for Detroit. What weighs against keeping Laporta is the fact that last season, he saw his offensive production drop considerably. He had 37 fewer targets, 26 fewer receptions, 163 fewer yards, and 3 fewer touchdowns. Numbers that reflect a change in the offensive focus. This offensive redirection is mainly due to the meteoric rise of Jameson Williams as a key player in the passing attack, in addition to the Lions' recent bet on rookie Isaac Tesla, selected with one of 3 third-round picks. If the focus is increasingly shifting to wide receivers, Laporta's role may be reduced to a secondary function in Ben Johnson's playbook. This opens up room for cold and strategic thinking. Is it worth keeping a talent that is being underutilized, or turning him into draft capital to strengthen other areas of the roster? And who knows, find a new tight end at a good cost in the next draft. The time has come to make a decision. With the market hot and the Dolphins clearly looking for a reliable name at tight end, the Lions have a rare opportunity to capitalize on another team's urgent need. Holmes could, and perhaps should, consider this move a smart move toward the team's competitive longevity. After all, in addition to Laporta being about to ask for a bigger contract, the chance to acquire more draft capital for 2025 could be the difference between maintaining the good form or taking the next step toward the title. Now that Miami has already shaken up the NFL board, the next move could, and perhaps should, come from Detroit. So, fans, would you trade Sam Laporta now or keep him for another season? Comment below with your opinion. And don't forget, if you liked the video, leave a like and share it with the Honolulu Blue Nation. Now, let's move on to the next update. Get ready, Detroit Lions fans, because a new 3-way trade proposal between NFL franchises could completely shake up the team's backroom and directly address 2 of the team's most pressing needs: reinforcement in the pass rush and depth at quarterback. Although the scenario for 2025 is less desperate than last season, when Hayden Hutchinson's injury forced the team to rush Za'Darius Smith, it is undeniable that there are still significant gaps to be filled if the Lions want to compete at a high level. With this in mind, analysts from A to Z Sports, Mike Payton, Kyle Krabs, and Easton Freeze came up with a bold trade idea involving 3 teams: Detroit Lions, Baltimore Ravens, and Tennessee Titans. The proposal includes interesting pieces that could bring immediate solutions and also medium-term investments, especially in a promising quarterback and a young edge rusher who has not yet reached his ceiling. In the detailed proposal, the Lions would come away with two reinforcements: quarterback Will Levis, currently with the Titans, and edge rusher Tavius Robinson from the Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens would receive defensive tackle Keandre Coburn, also from the Titans, in addition to a fourth-round pick in the 2026 draft from Detroit. To complete the trade cycle, the Titans would receive edge rusher Al-Quadin Muhammad, who is currently with the Lions, and a combined fifth-round pick in 2026 from both Detroit and Baltimore. This complex trade would bring the Lions not only depth on the roster, but also an attempt to renew pieces that still have room for development. Will Levis, for example, has yet to establish himself in the NFL, but it is undeniable that he has a considerably higher ceiling than Kyle Allen or Hendon Hooker. With the peace of mind of developing behind Jared Goff, he could represent not only immediate insurance, but also a future transition to lead the offense. However, the cherry on top of this deal for many analysts will be Tavius Robinson. Although he is not a solid star, nor is he a dream name to fill the position opposite Hutchinson, his growth in the 2024 season, where he recorded 3.5 sacks, could indicate an upward curve in his production. Overall, Robinson has only accumulated 4.5 sacks in his short career, but the fact that he has achieved most of that number recently could spark optimism. Still, there is a bittersweet feeling among fans and experts. On the one hand, it is clear that Detroit needs to increase its pressure on the opposing quarterback. On the other, Robinson is still an unknown, as is Marcus Davenport, who currently emerges as a likely starter, but is also far from guaranteeing peace of mind to the fans. Ideally, the Lions would aim higher, perhaps looking for veterans still, available in free agency, who could make an immediate impact with the experience necessary for the playoffs. In my opinion, this trade proposal has interesting strategic value, even if it is far from perfect. It delivers two pieces that can develop and grow within a well-structured system, like the one Dan Campbell has been building in Detroit. Will Levis, as a reliable backup quarterback, would solve a problem that was evident in the past playoffs. And Tavius Robinson could be a valid bet as a second edge rusher in the making. However, fans have every right to expect more. If the goal is to fight for the Super Bowl, perhaps this is not the time to bet, but rather to make firm decisions in the market. But what about you fans? What do you think about this? Do you believe that this trade could really strengthen the roster? Or do you think it is just another timid move in light of the team's real needs? Leave your opinion here in the comments. Your participation is essential for the Lions community to grow even more. Until the next update with more hot news about our Detroit Lions.